August 20th, 2024. Late afternoon, somewhere on Earth. A crypto trader sits at a screen. Could be a penthouse in Singapore, could be a home office in Denver. It does not matter. What matters is what is on the screen. A maker vault, one of the most popular decentralized lending platforms in crypto. Inside it, $55 million in DAI stablecoins. The trader's stablecoins. A transaction prompt appears. It looks like every other transaction prompt. The same interface, the same layout, the same unreadable string of hexadecimal code that nobody ever actually reads. The trader clicks approve. The screen confirms success. No alarms, no warnings, nothing unusual at all. Hours later, the trader returns. They try to access the vault. The call fails. They try again. It fails. The vault is still there, on the blockchain, visible to anyone. But the trader can no longer touch it because it does not belong to them anymore. $55,473,618 in DAI stablecoins? Gone. Not stolen through a firewall, not cracked by a supercomputer, not taken at gunpoint, transferred willingly with one digital signature to a complete stranger. The person who took it did not write a single line of code. They rented the weapon, a piece of malware sold through a Telegram channel for less than the price of a used car. And the trader? They will probably never know who did it. They will probably never see a dollar of it again. Here is the thing about cryptocurrency that nobody tells you up front. The entire selling point, your money, your keys, no middleman, no bank, is also the vulnerability. In traditional finance, if someone drains your bank account, you call the fraud department. They reverse it. They investigate. In crypto, there is no fraud department. There is no reverse button. There is no phone number to call. Transactions are final by design. That was supposed to be the whole point. Your crypto wallet does not actually store money. The coins live on the blockchain, a public ledger that records every transaction ever made. What the wallet holds is a pair of cryptographic keys, a public key, which is your address, shareable like an account number, and a private key, the master password that proves you own the funds. Every action on the blockchain, every transfer, every swap, every interaction with an app requires a digital signature from that private key. When you sign, you are telling the blockchain, I authorize this. But here is where the design breaks down. To use any decentralized application, a trading platform like Uniswap, or a lending protocol like Avi, you first have to grant that app permission to move your tokens. It is called a token approval. Think of it as giving a valet the keys to your car, except the valet can come back anytime and drive it away forever. Most apps, for convenience, ask for unlimited approval. One signature gives that smart contract permanent, unrestricted access to your funds, even after you close the tab, even after you forget you ever used it. The crypto industry knew this was dangerous. Wallet interfaces display cryptographic data that looks like gibberish to 99% of users. Nobody reads it, nobody understands it. The platform shipped it anyway, because a frictionless user experience drove adoption. Security was someone else's problem. This was not a feature, it was a feature, and someone figured out how to weaponize it. In the summer of 2022, a service called Monkey Drainer appeared on Telegram. It offered something unprecedented, wallet-draining malware package as a product. You did not need to be a hacker. You did not need to understand smart contracts. For a percentage of whatever you stole, Monkey Drainer gave you the phishing pages, the malicious contracts, the back-end infrastructure, everything. You just had to find victims. The split was 30% to the developer and 70% to the affiliate, a criminal franchise operating in the open. Monkey Drainer stole between $13 million and $16.5 million from over 15,000 wallets before shutting down in February 2023. But it did not just disappear. Its creator posted a farewell message recommending the next service, Venom Drainer. Venom absorbed Monkey's affiliates and stole $27.5 million in 2 months. When Venom went dark, Inferno Drainer filled the gap, then Pink Drainer, then MS Drainer, then Angel Drainer. Each one was bigger, faster, and more sophisticated. Researchers call it the Hydra effect. Cut one head off, and 2 grow back. The developer behind Pink Drainer was a former security researcher who operated under the handle at Chain Threats, a person who understood exactly how to protect crypto users and chose to rob them instead. When confronted, Pink replied, "I don't phish anyone, I just code." He also said, "It is natural for someone to lose money for another to gain. The people who know how to protect us are the same people who know how to destroy us." By the summer of 2024, the tools were polished, the playbook perfected, and the affiliates were hungry. The only question was who would walk into the trap next. The trap itself had been quietly evolving. A new type of signature called EIP2612 permit, responsible for 56.7% of all wallet drainer thefts in 2024, lets users authorize token transfers entirely off-chain with no gas fee and no visible trace on the blockchain until it is too late. To the victim, it looks like signing a harmless message. In reality, it is handing over the keys. Another standard, Uniswap Permit 2, makes it even worse. One signature can approve access to every token in a wallet simultaneously. The most sophisticated drainers go further. They use what researchers call red pill contracts, code that detects when a wallet is running a safety simulation and behaves normally during the preview, then turns malicious after the real signature. If a victim gets suspicious and rejects the prompt, the drainer retries, up to 50 times. Wallet providers knew about these attack vectors for years. Security researchers published detailed warnings. The industry response was slow and fragmented. The traps were set, the tools were loaded, and on August 20th, 2024, someone walked right into one with $55 million in their pocket, 5:40 p.m. UTC. The phishing prompt executes. The whale's signature does not transfer tokens. It does something far worse. It calls the set owner function on their DS proxy, the smart contract that controls access to the entire Maker Vault. Think of it like signing what you believe is a delivery receipt, except it is actually the deed to your house. Ownership of the proxy transfers to an address that Etherscan would later label fake phishing 187019. The victim has no idea. The blockchain records the change in seconds. By the time the whale tries to access the vault again, the attacker has already minted 55.47 million DAII from the vault's collateral and started moving it. $36 million routed to unknown addresses. $17.5 million pushed through Kabu protocol. $27.5 million swapped for 10,625 ETH on Uniswap v3. Then, with mechanical precision, the attacker distributes the ETH in identical batches of 21 units across dozens of wallets. Clean, methodical. The signature of Inferno Drainer, the most prolific wallet draining service ever built. But the whale was not the only target that week. One day earlier, August 19th, 3 young men in their early 20s pulled off something even more brazen. Malone IM, 20, from Singapore. Veer Chatal. Giandiel Serrano, 21, from Los Angeles. Their target was a single creditor of the defunct trading firm Genesis. Their method was not malware, it was a phone call. They called posing as Google support. They told the victim there was a security issue with his account. Then they transferred him to Gemini Exchange support. They walked him through resetting his 2-factor authentication. They convinced him to share his screen using AnyDesk, a remote desktop tool. While the victim watched, thinking he was securing his accounts, the attackers watched too and captured his Bitcoin Core private keys. 4,064 Bitcoin vanished. $243 million. A private video later obtained by investigators showed the attackers reacting in real time as $243 million hit their wallets. What followed was a spending spree that would make a reality television producer blush. Malone Iam burned through $500,000 in a single night at Los Angeles and Miami nightclubs. Luxury cars, designer goods, all documented on social media, because when you are 20 and you have just stolen $243 million, apparently you post about it. Now zoom out. These two attacks, $55 million and $243 million, happened in a single week. Across all of 2024, wallet drainers hit 332,000 individual wallets, $494 million stolen through phishing signatures alone. That's one victim roughly every 90 seconds, around the clock, for an entire year. But numbers are abstractions. Behind every wallet address is a person. There's a comment buried in the replies of a bleeping computer article about the 2024 Scam Sniffer report. Anonymous user, no profile picture. They wrote, "A year ago, wallet drainers stole approximately $45,000 in crypto from me. All of that crypto was purchased using the only inheritance I received from the passing of my mother and represented all the money I had for retirement." That's the typical victim, not a billionaire whale. A person who put their mother's inheritance into crypto because they believed the promise, your money, your control, and lost everything to a single signature they didn't understand. Steve Beauchamp was 82 years old. He watched a video of Elon Musk, except it wasn't Elon Musk. It was an AI-generated deepfake broadcast on a hijacked YouTube channel, urging viewers to deposit crypto into a doubling platform. Steve drained his entire retirement fund, $690,000. He told reporters, the picture of him, it was him. If somebody had said, pick him out of a lineup, that's him. Jill Creasy, 72, in New Zealand, lost $224,000, including money saved for her grandchildren after a deep fake of Prime Minister Christopher Luxon urged Bitcoin investment. An unnamed woman in Markham, Ontario, lost $1.7 million, her entire life savings plus a second mortgage, after a deepfake Musk video on Facebook. None of them got $1 back. There is no mechanism to get it back. That's by design. This is what $500 million in stolen crypto actually looks like, not server rooms and ski masks. Retirees at kitchen tables, watching their life savings evaporate because they clicked approve on something they couldn't read. Let the numbers land. $494 million in wallet drainer losses in 2024. But that's just the phishing category. Add the $1.5 billion Bybit exchange hack. Add the pig butchering scams. Add the AI-powered fraud. The FBI's IC3 report for 2024 logged $9.3 billion in reported crypto fraud losses. Chainalysis estimates the real figure is significantly higher because most victims never report. The 30 largest individual wallet drains averaged over $5 million each. The biggest was $55 million, one signature, and every single one worked the same way. A victim approved a transaction they did not understand, using an interface that was never designed to be understood. How did anyone even begin to untangle this? That is where one blockchain detective entered the picture, and what he found was more disturbing than the theft itself. Before we get to that, if this story is making you rethink every transaction you have ever approved, you are not alone. Subscribing helps us keep investigating these stories. Now, back to the detective who traced $243 million to a nightclub in Miami. His name, or at least his pseudonym, is Zach XBT. No corporate backing, no government badge, no office. Just blockchain analysis tools, a sharp eye for on-chain patterns, and a Telegram channel with a growing army of followers. He has become arguably the most effective crypto crime investigator in the world, and he does not work for anyone. ZachXBT flagged the $55 million DAI theft within hours, identifying the Inferno Drainer signature in the fund movement pattern. For the Genesis theft of $243 million, he went further, obtaining private videos of the attackers celebrating and tracing stolen Bitcoin through a maze of wallets to luxury purchases in Los Angeles. Alongside him were Scam Sniffer, the security platform that publishes the annual Drainer reports, Certicay, Halborn, Blocksec, and Checkpoint Research, all private sector. The people solving these crimes are not the police. They are independent researchers and small security firms doing what massive institutions could not or would not. The case involving $243 million cracked open because the thieves were children playing with dynamite. Malone IAM's $500,000 club nights left a trail of receipts, witnesses, and social media posts linking luxury purchases to freshly stolen Bitcoin. Veer Chittal made an even more basic mistake. During the AnyDesk screen sharing session with the victim, he accidentally revealed his full name on camera. The operational security failure unraveled everything. The $55 million in DAI trail was harder. The attacker moved with discipline, splitting funds across protocols, swapping stablecoins for Ether, and distributing in precise 21-unit batches across dozens of wallets. Researchers traced the malicious contract back to Inferno Drainer's infrastructure, the same toolkit that had already claimed $250 million across its lifetime, leased to thousands of affiliates through Telegram for a 20% cut of every theft. Then there was the $68 million poisoning case from May 2024. An attacker had spent months generating 82,000 wallet addresses whose first and last characters matched those of a target's trusted contacts. One poisoned address slipped into the victim's transaction history. When the victim copied what they thought was a familiar address, they sent 1,155 wrapped Bitcoin worth $68 million to the wrong wallet. The victim sent on-chain messages including a veiled threat. Under pressure from security firm Match Systems and Exchange Cryptex, the attacker returned 96% of the funds, but they kept $1.49 million as profit. That was a 1,147% return on investment for 66 days of work. Even the happy ending was a crime that paid handsomely. September 18th, 2024, FBI agents raided a luxury home in Miami with flashbangs and heavy tactical gear. The next day, the Department of Justice announced charges against Malone, IAM, and Giandiel Serrano for the $243 million Genesis theft. Over $9 million was frozen. Only $500,000 has been returned to the victim. Veer Chittal was later accused of committing another $2 million crypto theft while out on bond. The foot soldiers got caught. The architects did not. Not a single major Drainer-as-a-Service developer has been publicly identified or arrested. Angel Drainer shut down hours after security firm Match Systems claimed to identify its operators, but no charges followed. Inferno Drainer sold its entire codebase and infrastructure to Angel for 2,845 ETH and disappeared. Pink Drainer's creator walked away with 18.1 million DAI staked in a DeFi protocol, earning passive income on stolen money. MS Drainer's code specifically blocks targeting wallets in Russia and CIS countries, a digital fingerprint pointing to a developer operating beyond the reach of Western law enforcement. The uncomfortable truth is that the vulnerability runs deeper than any single criminal. Unlimited token approvals, unreadable signing interfaces, and convenience prioritized over safety at every turn created the opening. Google and Twitter ran the phishing advertisements that drove victims to these traps. MS Drainer used malicious Google search ads to steal $59 million from 63,000 people. When Scam Sniffer identified that 60% of all crypto phishing ads used MS Drainer code, the platform's response was slow and inadequate. Pink Drainer's creator put it bluntly, "It is natural for someone to lose money for another to gain. The wallet providers treated unreadable interfaces as acceptable. The ad platforms treated crypto ads as revenue. The DeFi protocols treated unlimited approvals as standard practice. And 332,000 people paid the price. The story should end there. It does not. Because there is a new player in this game, and it is not human. In 2025, Chainalysis found that roughly 60% of all funds flowing to crypto scam wallets were tied to operations using AI tools. AI-enabled scams proved 4.5 times more profitable per operation. On the dark web, criminal AI has gone mainstream. Worm GPT costs $18 a month. Fraud GPT costs $200. Both generate phishing emails, build fake websites, and create malicious code with zero ethical guardrails. Cambodia's Huione Guarantee Marketplace, which has processed $70 billion in crypto transactions since 2021, saw revenue from AI vendor services surge 1,900% year over year in 2024. But the most terrifying development is not the tools, it is what they have made possible. Michael Saylor, the chairman of MicroStrategy, told reporters his team removes approximately 80 AI-generated deepfakes of himself every single day, 80 videos per day. Each one is designed to steal crypto from his followers. In early 2024, a finance worker at British engineering firm Arup joined a routine video call. On screen was the company's chief financial officer, several colleagues, a normal meeting. He received instructions to process wire transfers. Over the course of the day, he made 15 separate transfers totaling $25.6 million. Every single person on that video call was fake. Every face, every voice was AI generated from publicly available footage. None of the money was recovered. The FBI's Operation Level Up, launched in January 2024, contacted 5,831 victims of crypto investment fraud. 77% did not know they were being scammed. 59 were referred to suicide prevention services. Agents intervened while some victims were liquidating retirement accounts, selling homes, or taking out six-figure loans. The wallet drainer was the first generation. AI is the second, and the third is already here. On February 21st, 2025, North Korea's Lazarus Group stole $1.5 billion from the Bybit exchange in a single attack, the largest cryptocurrency heist in history. They did not use a drainer. They did not use a phishing email. They compromised the wallet software itself through a supply chain attack, poisoning the very tool Bybit's executives used to authorize transactions. Nation-state resources and criminal innovation converged into something the crypto industry has never faced before. That story, how North Korea stole $1.5 billion without anyone noticing until it was over, connects directly to everything we've just covered. The wallet drainer ecosystem stole $494 million in 2024. In the first half of 2025, phishing losses dropped 83% to $84 million. Not because people got smarter, because the criminals graduated. They moved to bigger targets, supply chain attacks, AI-powered social engineering, and state-sponsored heists. The vulnerability that made all of it possible is still there. Every DeFi application still asks for unlimited token approvals. Every wallet still displays signing prompts that no ordinary person can read. Every user is still one click away from losing everything they have. The question is not whether the next $55 million theft will happen. The question is whether it is happening right now, and the victim just does not know it yet.